All right. What's going on? Welcome back to the Dangen stream. I'm going to get the camera on me for a second here. There we go. How's it going, everyone? I am Chad Porter, Chad Sensei. I am the stream producer and count of content creation here at Dangen Entertainment. And joining me on the couch over here, ba-bam,
Hey.
are these three guys. We'll start from the left and go to the right.
Which left?
Is it the couch
Here
left or
we
is it
go.
your
No, the
left?
camera left.
So which one is that?
That's going to be me. Hi, Justin.
What do you do, Justin? You're the marketing specialist
No,
and DJ
no.
extraordinaire?
Right now,
Yeah?
he is a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
but he is a close friend,
Yeah.
and he knows a lot about video game music, right?
I guess.
Can we hear?
I guess.
I guess.
Can we hear
I
just
know.
a quick 3-sentence spiel on how much you are connected into the video game scene when it comes to music?
Okay. Well, I've been a collector since high school. Like, I started learning Japanese and basically buying soundtracks from Yahoo auctions when I was like 16. Do collecting, and I've done interviews and translation for composers. I organize events and DJ in Osaka.
So you do it all, and one of the things
No.
that's most impressive is a lot of people want to get into the game industry.
Yeah.
And you were a guy, very much like me, from the countryside, I assume.
Iowa.
Iowa, Ohio, another
There you
starts
go.
with a vowel,
Right.
four-letter state. And you ultimately ended up just having this passion.
Yeah.
You followed it. You learned Japanese. You
Yep.
studied very hard, very much like myself.
Yeah.
And you got here, taught English, and then you were able to organically grow this network of, quite honestly, just about every single like major sound composer. It's really amazing the depth of your network of who you know and who you've like DJ'd with, etc. Can you
Yeah.
throw a few names and games people may know?
Well, one of the biggest ones was Digging in the Carts, Tokyo, which had Yuzo Koshiro, Chip Tanaka. I was not on the main stage, but on the sub stage. I was invited to that by Hallie, who was also at Bit Summit
Bit
recently.
Summit, Roadshow Tokyo.
That was a big one. I also DJ with Blind Spot, which is the Sega SST band. Regularly.
What sort of music do they do traditionally? Is it like all Sega
All
music?
the old Sega arcade stuff. So Outrun, Space Harrier, Afterburner, Power Drift.
Okay.
All the good stuff, yeah.
Super Hang-On? in
Super
there?
Hang-On.
Oh, I love me some
Oh, yeah.
Super Hang-On.
Oh, yeah.
Give me Magical Shower in my
Right.
ears.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
amazing. Good
I got a question for Justin.
Sure.
So how did you get started with just doing DJing? Like, what made you go, oh, I want to know how to work this machine and make music?
I think, well, it was actually, I mean, so I like games, I like music. I think it was just inevitable, it was gonna happen at some point in time, but I can attribute it to a friend of mine who was living in Nagoya. And he went to the University of Iowa, as I did, and he somehow found his way into the anime DJ scene. And he started doing his own gigs, and he knew that I was really into game music, and I had a big music collection. And he was like, hey, why don't you, play some music at our gigs in Nagoya? And I'm like, okay, sounds fun. Like, a new way to actually listen to music. And, one of the things I've always tried to do with the things I've done over the years is promote game music composers as well.
Yep.
So, when you DJ, obviously, so all, shout out to all the composers out there. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the music to play. So, we want to let people know about what they're doing. And, when you play a track and someone's like, oh, that's really cool, you can recommend their soundtrack, so the composer gets a little kickback. And that's how I wanted to do it, And it was just fun. It became a hobby. And I brought it back to Osaka, started going to shows, learning about the Osaka scene, and sooner or later I was invited to play. And yeah, we've really built it up. So I've done it for about 8 or 9 years here.
Oh,
in
wow.
Osaka.
Okay.
Yeah.
I met Bear McCreary.
Mm-hmm.
I think Capcom worked with him for a hot minute.
Okay.
And he actually loves video games. He did, I think, the Call of Duty soundtrack, a few other like major pieces.
Yep.
He still sends me like all of his samples, and the guy just does tons of work in the movie scene, TV scene,
Yep.
And video game scene. And he said he got his start into composing through Mega Man. that he would like record the Mega Man like 2 music on cassette.
That's what I did.
And listen to it, and that sort of
So
like piqued
funny.
his interest.
I used to record on cassette. The first 2 I ever recorded was Ninja Gaiden
Oh, so good.
and Mega Man 2.
Nice.
And that's where I realized for the first time, I was like, I want to hear the music when I'm not playing the game, because I like thought about it, and so I used to just play it, and you know, I used to record. I still have all my cassettes.
I got it.
If we're gonna go down that nerd,
we're
what nerd level is it? Okay.
We're gonna have Justin on a lot, and the thing is, he is the music guy, and music is near and dear to our hearts.
Yes.
Obviously, we've done a lot of collaborations already. Using Koshiro, I mentioned before on the Takeover. Hyakutaro Tsukumo for Devil Engine. There's a couple other that we're looking at, but before we shift over to our next, I guess your third time guest, one of the things you mentioned is absolutely true. Is a lot of major publishers in Japan, they have internal sound teams, but a lot don't. And the ones that have internal sound teams, they aren't fully packed to the gills with like really talented creators. So a lot of times, once you reach a certain level of, I think, status, you'll eventually go out on your own. So there's a lot of freelance sound composers out there. And I've heard from some of the not like mega stars, right? Not like a Yuzo Koshiro or whatever, that it's quite challenging.
Oh, it is.
You know, it's to be able to make money doing gig after gig after gig after gig after gig is not easy. So on to your point, to being able to help promote them and do more concerts and get a little supplemental income to people who are, quite honestly, your hero and my hero for sure. I think is a good thing. So again, if you get a chance and there is an opportunity to buy a soundtrack from somebody who you like, or obviously anything that Dangen releases as well, it's totally appreciated, because a lot of times that goes, a big piece of that goes to the composer, and they need that supplemental income.
Most definitely.
So on to our next guest. Yes.
Yes. Who's this guy?
Hi, I'm Scott. Let's see, what do I do?
What don't you do?
Well, I do a little bit of everything. I've got kind of my other projects that I work on during the day, but whenever there's something Dangen needs, so like video editing, Photoshop, what do we do? Development support for some of our devs. I step in and try to find a solution. So it's been really fun getting an opportunity to work with a lot of the Dangen devs and just kind of help out.
And in this particular instance, you're going to be our game player.
Yeah.
Our celebrity game player.
Celebrity game
kind
player.
of been designated as
who has a penchant for death.
Yeah, well, this is different though.
So,
So
he likes dying.
we played this game on Friday, and I got some feedback from a friend of mine, like, "Yo, guys, you really need to get good at this game. Like, you were like,
good.
Get good." Basically, was the feedback I got. So I spent 3 hours this morning playing the game, and I've gotten a little bit better. It's a hard game, like legit. It's a hard game, but hopefully it goes a bit better today than it did last time. I mean, it's kind of fun though.
I think, you gotta be. It's fun to die. It's like
Exactly.
things we can. I think that makes
Except
it
not in real life.
entertaining. If you were too good, then
There's got to be a little risk reward.
Right.
We wouldn't want to show you a game that we beat on stream because it's
Right.
so easy.
You're right.
Please buy our game.
Yeah.
We just showed you the whole thing. You can beat it in 20 minutes.
Yes.
What I did like is I also have a friend, and he heard about this game through us, through some of our marketing efforts. And he started playing it. He's a speedrunner, and he's like, "Man, that game is really fun. You know, it's a really, really tight Metroidvania experience." And I don't know if people know of just how good of a game it is, but it really is well put together. So we're going to have Scott take it away in a hot minute. I'll do a quick introduction of myself. Ben Judd. I work with DDM. That's the world's largest game-specific agency. So I'm in between a lot of the bigger deals out there. Some of my clients are From Software, Platinum Games, Game Freak, Dimps, Toy Logic. I work with the Japanese side of the business. I've got a couple of my business partners that work in Europe and in North America. I also help advise here at Dangen. And I'll, every once in a while, because I've been around the industry for a long time, I was Capcom's first foreign producer, voice of Phoenix Wright, et cetera, I will throw in a few anecdotes. This was a request we had. by some of our viewers at the first stream that I was on. If you have any questions, if you have any, hey, how does the Japanese game industry work? How do I get in? How do I get out? Anything like that, feel free to drop that in the chat, and we'll try to get it answered. With that, shall we get it kicked off?
Shall we?
Get going.
Shall we
kick
jump
it
right in?
off.
So as we said yesterday, this isn't awesome games done quick. This is awesome games done at a reasonable pace.
Realist.
I
Realist.
don't know
All
if
right.
yeah.
So we are in a grave somewhere. Let's see. All right. So here we go. This is a pretty game. All right.
So
So
you're
now that
just-
we're actually jumping into this game, I actually wanted to point out there was a tweet by the developer of this game that wanted to stress on the importance of it was not only just him alone, but also the help of others to make this game possible. And I thought that was definitely something worth mentioning. I want to bring up the tweet actually.
Are you going to paste that in the chat or
I
something?
am, yeah. I'm gonna make sure everyone gets to see that.
Fantastic.
Oh, so
Go ahead.
in the previous chat, they were suggesting in the next one we should wear tinfoil hats, partly for grounding the mics and all that good stuff. But we haven't gotten around to it.
We found the solution.
It was the AC.
Apparently,
Yes.
it's the AC unit, the evil AC unit that is spewing asbestos and
Yep.
radio waves
Yep.
through our delicate, fleshy bodies. So apparently, we're
all for-
warm, but
all for you
not going to
guys.
live as long.
Right.
So the tweet is from Arden, and they go on to say, a lot of people mention only me in regards to Momodora, RUTM, so please follow these people too. So they mention Hernan ZH for animation, PK Beta for programming, Notorious Knave, I guess that's how you say it?
Nave?
Nave?
Knave,
You name
Chad,
it.
Chad has pneumonia as well.
for music,
Right.
Oidry, or Dyer, and Angburgers for voices, and Tuyoki Koyorin, and I'm sorry if I butchered these names, Fio Pico for promo art. So those are also people who are involved with the development of Momodora. So those are people that you should definitely also say, hey, great job too.
No.
Give them a retweet.
definitely.
I always love it when solo devs or people that are expected to be solo devs go out and give credit to their the other creators that help them finish a game. It's rare for a single creator to do 100% everything by
Right.
themselves. So it's great that Ardeen did that. Please do give them a retweet, yeah? All right. Do you even know where you're going?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Check your. You have a
well, no,
map.
so like
Check your
I
map,
want to
bro.
check the map.
You check your map, bro?
Hey.
Do you even map,
Did you know there
bro?
was a map? You don't map, dude.
Do you even map?
Do you even map?
well, okay, so here's the thing.
Uh-oh,
So,
here comes the excuses. I can tell already.
so here's my excuse.
Here we go. There we
So
go.
here's my
That's very weird.
excuse.
This is obvious.
So it's like a branching game, right? So in the previous game, we went all the way down through and we're like went underwater and we were in the grave. But in a different playthrough, you know, there's many different ways you can go, and there's no like sense of like an absolute direction. So I'm just going back to some things that I'm a bit more familiar with, so we can get some like, you know, some
What?
small number of deaths at the beginning.
The
maybe.
absolute direction is the
Depths?
final boss, bro.
We'll get there.
I just spell it out for
We'll
you.
get there.
That's the absolute direction. I don't know. So when I worked on the Bloodstained campaign,
No.
a lot of people were disappointed that it wasn't going to be pixel graphics and pixel art.
Right.
And, you know, I don't think Hollow Knight is pixel art in so much as the traditional sense,
Right.
but it was totally well received. You
Yeah.
know, if a game has really good animation and art, I don't think it has to be pixel.
Right.
No.
But I gotta say, I'm excited for Minoria, which is going to be the next game that this team does.
Yeah.
Because it has a really unique like shader and a really unique art style. And I know if it's going to be in the traditional sense of 2D Metroidvania, but with that really just like art style that pops. I'm excited for it, but
Yeah.
I'm curious if people are going to look at it and go, "Oh, it's not pixel art, so I'm not interested." I wonder how much of that is going to exist.
You know, I recall when cell shading was becoming really popular for a lot of games. Specifically like Dragon Ball Z, what was that? Budokai or whatever it was.
Yep. Okay.
And I was like, I don't know. But then the second I actually saw it like in action, I was like, oh, never mind. This is actually pretty dope because it's bringing like a whole new world of just color to me, which I thought was really awesome compared to like when I would play like Legend of Zelda or other N64 games at the time.
Yeah.
It was just so cool to see just a new art style, and I believe that Minoria is actually it uses multiple different art styles in it, not just 3D, but I also believe there's like cell shading.
Pan-European.
Oh, jeez.
What?
But yeah, so I just know that they use multiple different kind of like artistic methods in the game, which is pretty cool.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, the interesting thing with cell shading is that it isn't just like one technique. Like people will obviously focus on the shader because that's kind of the core of it.
you're about to die. I'd focus on the game while focusing on the.
Yeah, hear
discussion.
yourself. There you go.
Fair enough, fair enough. But like between Budokai, which uses pretty much the same shader as Fighter Z, like they did a whole bunch of work on the actual like how they make the models and how they kind of set up the parameters for the cell shading.
Right.
They made a huge difference because like Budokai looks pretty good. Was the first cell shaded one a PS3 game? I think.
Makes sense, yeah.
And it looks pretty good, but then Fighter Z just like kicks it up a notch. It's just unbelievable. And like I watched the talk on it, and it wasn't like some magical shader that just makes that happen. It's just like an art process for how they actually do a lot of like frame by frame animation. So they're 3D models, but they don't just like lerp them through like with bones and stuff. They actually like take individual frames and like properly 2D animate them.
You're an individual frame.
It's true.
So I want to bring up a little trivia since I have access to a computer while we do this. The first game ever to use cell shading in a game was Jet Set Radio. Yep.
Ah.
Wow, there you go.
Bing,
Let's go.
bing.
Bing bong.
Nailed it.
There you go.
But it had amazing music too.
Oh yeah, now I got a new one. Still good. Yep.
Oh, the music's so good in that.
Is that
game.
our remix? That's our remix.
That was the Judd. That was the Judd mix coming at you.
Yeah. Chad, make sure you record this.
Make sure
We're
you
gonna
record that.
sample that
we're
later.
we're keeping it.
Oh, now.
It's my new
Doomed.
ringtone.
Doomed.
No, totally though. Yeah, Jet Set Radio was a really good game. Well, I mean, I think the music made that game
Oh, so good.
like so
All right,
good.
so do we give money to the church?
Of course. Well, no, not the church.
All right.
Definitely.
Oh no!
Dan's
wow.
like, you're
They're
not
gonna
playing the
give you
game like how
anything.
I played it.
That's that's hardcore threats.
Right?
May the Lord have mercy on your
So-
stingy butt.
Oh man.
Yeesh.
Oh,
Can we go back and re-give them money?
Right.
I think we'll just find out what happens when you disobey the Lord.
Lord of Momodora 4,
Yeah.
you have sinned.
Oh, so a quick music question.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the recording things on tape.
Yeah.
I'm guessing so you're recording it right from the game, right?
At the time, yeah.
Like, did you ever get a thing where like you're trying to record it and get a pure recording? But
Oh
then,
my
like,
God.
Like an explosion happens or something, and that's just
Oh my
on
God.
there
Okay,
now?
so hopefully you had a sound test, right? And a lot of the 8-bit, well, some of the 8-bit, a lot of 16-bit stuff did, especially on Genesis, Super Nintendo. So if you had that, that was great. But I did go through some painstaking recording processes to get an actual recording. Obviously, this was way before, you could rip the music or do anything that exists these days. But yeah, Art of Fighting, Super Nintendo, Superman for Genesis. So that was,
Superman? What
oh
is
yeah, it
that?
was such a good.
I don't know Superman.
Yeah,
Oh,
Superman
oh.
by Sunsoft. for Genesis.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think the 64 version of Superman, like,
Oh god.
With the
Yeah.
rings of
Yeah,
death.
yeah.
just superseded
Superman's
any
the
sort of
interest-
legacy that game could have potentially had. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, there were good and bad Superman games over the,
I
over the
gotta
years.
I gotta
for
give
sure.
a personal nerd story here.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's hear it.
let's hear it.
And it's a good time to do it. Because there's not as many people watching this time as there
Now's
were
your
last
chance.
time. Thank goodness. So when I was a kid, I on my classic yellow Sony Walkman,
Okay.
I recorded the DuckTales theme song from the 80s anime TV show.
Did you call it an anime
Anime.
TV show?
I mean,
American anime is best.
We've been in Japan a while.
I want to, well, hey.
Everything's anime now.
We have Western toilets and Japanese toilets. We have Japanese meat and we have Western meat. I just want to make sure people understand. This isn't like some new remix version from the future. Or from
There's a new DuckTales. So
there is a new one, right?
yeah.
So that's,
I haven't
I'm trying
watched
to
it.
differentiate between the two.
Yeah.
Point is,
Fair enough. Yep.
I recorded that, and on my yellow Sony Walkman, while I was playing Gumshoe, the Light
Oh,
Blaster
God.
game.
Yeah.
I was playing that music to pump me up.
Really?
And I think about it now.
Okay.
It is the single most. I may have just been in my underwear and shoes at the time. I think it was the single most nerdy moment probably of my entire
That's
life.
pretty nerdy.
And
yeah,
I've had
that's
a
up
lot
there.
of nerdy moments.
That's up there.
Can
yeah.
you imagine?
Yeah.
I would have been probably like 14 too.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had this yellow Walkman playing DuckTales on repeat while shooting
Wow,
a light
shit.
zapper playing
Yep.
Gumshoe.
Gumshoe.
Oh my, yeah, it just makes me want to throw up in my mouth
Yep.
just thinking about how bad it was.
So this is from the animated show, not the game version.
Cartoon.
Not
It's
the
the
Can
anime.
we
cartoon.
not use the word cartoon?
It's the cartoon.
I'm
Okay,
surprised.
this is not from the anime?
1980s
The
Western
Disney
broadcast
anime?
cartoon.
I'm imagining
DuckTales.
like a bad dub of DuckTales, like, oh, Scrooge is on this guy.
It was released in Japan. It was called Wanpaku Duck.
Yeah,
What?
there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
See?
You can
See?
get the theme.
See?
YouTube DuckTales theme Japanese. It's on there.
What's like one paku? Like, what does that mean?
Like you're
What, like
you're a rascal, or
rascal,
something.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
The,
Rascal.
the rascal
Rascal
ducks.
Ducks.
Rascal Uncle Scrooge.
Rascal Dicks.
Yeah.
So do you think it's
It was a
weird though,
rascal.
just on the topic of like calling it like an American anime.
Mm-hmm.
So for comics, we call them comics, but if
Yeah.
it's Japanese, we say manga.
Yes.
We actually, in Japanese, you call American comics amekomi, right? So they're actually labeled as American
Really?
comics to differentiate
American comic,
between
okay, yeah.
Japanese comics.
Makes sense.
I think the point of reference, yeah. There's number one. Count it
First
out with
step?
us, ladies and
That's-
gentlemen.
yep.
Number
I think
one.
you did pretty well though.
He made it, what was that
Not
about?
bad.
11 minutes? Not bad.
Yeah.
11 minutes. Number one. Thank you. Thank you. Counted out one. Now he's going to lose confidence. He's going to die right again. Watch out. Watch out.
Here
Oh,
it comes.
no.
Yep, there's the first
Guys.
hit.
Yes.
We
Oh,
got,
number
again,
two.
he's dying the
Number
exact
three.
same way.
Oh, he's running. He's
Yes.
running.
Good heels.
Yeah, but you just lose it though. Like
Oh, you're just going back, yeah.
yeah, because like there's a
Good
long
call.
it's a long way I think to the next save point. So
Good call.
All right. Ooh, Scott. Would have been embarrassing to die the exact same way you did.
no, it's gonna happen right now again.
Why? Don't let it. Don't
let it.
shoot the explosive barrel that kills you.
No, but you have to get through. But like the thing's attacking you while they're doing it.
Those
Now you
guys,
gotta go
though,
back
yeah.
and see. Hey, see,
Wow.
heal again.
This is not
One
a fun
hit,
stream to
and you're
watch.
gonna go
Come on
crawling
now.
back to
I
get your health.
know.
We're
Where's
gonna
the
be here
naked
all
ladle
day,
run?
ladies and gentlemen. Just right on these
Come on.
screens.
All right, let's see here. All right,
Scott Steffes, I expected a bit more.
Just run through it.
say it gets
If
you.
you touch him, does it hurt you?
No, but you can't get through though. You can't walk past them.
Scott,
Watch out
you
for the
can
next one.
roll,
It's coming
by
in.
the
It's
way.
coming in. What?
You
You just like
You
bonsai.
committed
Jump on
suicide.
them.
Yep, yep.
You died.
Was it two now?
I think. Yep,
or,
that's two.
or use your
I think Dan
heels.
Stern,
Yeah.
you're watching this now. Can you give Scott a little advice about how
I mean,
not to die?
Yeah.
He was saying earlier. Okay, yep.
That first one blasts him every time.
See, you gotta stand just far enough. Oh, you gotta run through it. Yeah,
Roll. You can.
you can roll. Yeah, that would do it. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you can roll. That number three. Three. Scott's like, I quit. I'm never gonna be your game player again. This sucks. Now, actually, we have a small surprise.
Yep. Nope.
I brought with me a little something here.
There it is.
I
Yeah.
don't know. We can't zoom the camera, so I'm gonna try to hold it in all of its shiny brightness. This, in my hand, is a Wonder Swan color
Color.
by Bandai Namco. I do, in fact, have the added headphone jack adapter
Right, 'cause-
because all the people complaining that the headphone jack is gone from iPhones and all that. Back in the day, we had to buy a headphone jack for our portable
Wonder Swan.
Wonder Swans. You'll notice I've even added the whatever these are pads, so it
Oh,
actually,
right.
because I think they were just cheapo buttons.
Yeah.
It's a 2-button device. It came with a battery.
Oh, it's just one.
Came with a
double A.
battery. No rechargeable thing. And the best part about it is, you have to be under absolute direct sunlight to be able to see
Oh,
what
yeah.
is going on.
Yeah.
No backlight, so they cut all the corners.
Yeah.
But still, they managed to get Square Enix to release Final Fantasy 1.
Was
2,
it? Yeah. 1, 2, and
2 Japanese 2, so
Yeah.
the one that never came out in America. And then 4, which of course is the Super Famicom, Super Nintendo version. Anyways, this does not have a great sound chip. And since we have Justin here, I wanted to play this not great sound chip for everybody. We'll do that in about 5 minutes. We'll do that a little bit later in the show. But I just want people to know
We have it.
We have
we
it.
have
We have
a
it here on
secret
tap.
device.
Secret device.
We have a secret device that you will take part of in history. You're gonna let all that cash drop? You were
Yep.
you were so stingy. You didn't even pay.
Everyone's a
You
critic.
didn't even pay
Everyone's a critic.
the priest
Yeah,
who's
right.
doing God's
Yeah,
work,
that was
and
your
you're just
15
leaving all
monies
that
right
cash
there.
on the ground. Okay,
Yep.
Daddy Warbucks.
Man, what is going on here?
Ads in Japan says get good, Scott,
He did say that.
which
Get
is
good.
Adam.
Get good. It's
Adam,
getting better.
Adam who?
Well, let's
Oh,
let's
that
let's
Adam.
dox
Yeah, that
everybody.
Adam.
This is Adam. He lives at 103.
His social security is.
His credit card number is. So I've actually, it came out on the 11th. I've been playing Tales of Vesperia.
Okay.
Oh, that was my first Tales.
Never played it before. I played Symphonia. I actually played the
Right.
original one on
Yep.
Super Famicom. What was that called?
Fantasia. Was the
Fantasia.
first
Oh,
one.
wow.
Yep, I played
That
that,
was
one
amazing.
and Destiny. Tales of Destiny was pretty good.
And I never. My next one was Tales of Symphonia, and then
Okay.
I stopped. So I never played this, but apparently it's a really good one.
It is.
What
and
what makes this one better than all the others?
I think just they got into their own with the different systems, and I mean it's about pacing, right? But
Yeah.
what I particularly like about it, it's on the Switch. The graphics are still pretty damn good for the Switch.
Yep.
But again, this is like one of the only multiplayer RPGs there is. Certainly JRPGs.
Yep.
And so you're able to set up a friend to control one of the extra characters. And at one point, I was playing with some friends playing Berseria with 4 of us. And for this game, I'm able to play with my 7-year-old daughter. So
No.
the one thing I just do is I make sure she's not the healer because she doesn't have the buttons
doesn't
down
have
low
Right,
enough.
right.
We would get smoked. I'm like, the healer must be AI controlled, Joanna, or we're doomed.
Or we die.
And she's like, I want to play the girl. I'm like, I understand that. Can you wait until we get the badass wizard girl? Because I'm okay with you not blowing stuff up at the rapid pace as the same like AI rapid pace. But we need healing. I need healing to survive that game.
Yes.
But a great game, you know.
Yeah.
If you've played Momodora 4, you'll
Right.
probably like to. No, they're totally different.
I'd like
games.
to add to
okay, yeah.
that story though, because I got the series on the Xbox 360 when it came out, and I was blown away because I never played an RPG like that ever before in my life. So it was really cool to like have a game like that at that time with
Yep.
that kind of graphic style, and then with that kind of like story. I really enjoyed the story, so I recommend anyone that is thinking about getting it to get it.
Yep.
Are you saying because it's like action based with the battles? You're talking
It's
about
got a
or what?
great system for combat. It's
Okay.
I
Like-
would say it's very well balanced.
I mean, a lot of the tri-ace stuff.
You got like fun
that.
combos you can do, so like you know like the setup you want to pull off and everything.
mean-
it's just fun.
Yeah. This game, the art style kind of reminds me of Valkyrie Profile, which was another really good game.
Yeah, another great game.
That had action-based tri-ace, which was one of my favorites. Like the combos you could pull off in that were just amazing.
Good old I love Tri-Ace.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, I was a bit disappointed with Phantasy Star Nova.
I didn't even play that
I spent a lot of my like a single player Phantasy Star, and it's coming to Vita. I'm just like checks all the boxes for me.
Right.
And it just was not great.
so good.
It's unfortunate. Which again isn't
hits and
necessarily the
misses,
developer's fault. A lot of times, it's the company saying, "Hey, make a new Phantasy Star game and make it for like an totally unrealistic budget," which is a shame.
Right.
But I spent some of my time over vacation playing Phantasy Star 4.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm almost done with that. It's
one of my favorites.
Great game, man.
One of my favorites of all time. In my top 5.
4
of
is
all
that
time.
Super Nintendo?
No, they were all
Fantasy Star,
Genesis.
Chad.
Phantasy Star was never on
Sega.
the Nintendo, a competitive platform.
Yeah.
Well, now it is the Switch.
Now
right,
it is,
from-
yeah.
No,
fair enough, fair
I
enough.
thought Phantasy
Excuse me.
Star was on an RPG that was originally on Super Nintendo, which later went on to.
Nope.
Says a
Master
Sega
System.
first party game.
Okay,
Yes.
You're
Gotcha.
Doomed. You're doomed. You're doomed. Watch out, you're doomed. Watch out,
Yeah,
you're doomed.
whoa.
I gotta say though,
these
I mean,
guys are
Fantasy
tough.
Star Online, I like played the GameCube
Called
one
it.
to death.
That's 5.
Oh, 5.
Five.
Why?
Five.
If
All
you're
right.
gonna criticize me, at least pay attention.
5 deaths. Sorry.
5. 5.
5.
Number 5.
Number 15.
Sorry, you were saying, Chad?
Oh, I was just saying that that's actually one of my favorite games of all time. Is
Which one?
Fantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 on the GameCube.
Oh, yeah.
I probably put like 600 hours in that when I
Oh,
was in
man.
middle
Oh, my
school.
goodness.
Fantasy Star Online won for me. Like, my college grades suffered because of I was playing that so much. It was the first online RPG I had ever played. So, I was
So
totally
good.
into
You
it.
know,
And
I've
the
never
action, the
played an
combat.
online RPG.
Really?
My entire life.
You're maybe better off.
Oh, I know. I have an addictive personality.
They get quite. I mean, I don't think I ever played another one after PSO because I saw what it did to my life,
owns your soul.
and I'm like, yeah,
I
it
lost
was
a
fun,
few friends.
memorable, but I'm like, okay,
Playing World of Warcraft, it's just like
Yeah.
I would call them up on the
on.
phone, long distance call from Japan to America,
oh,
and be like, hey, what are you doing? What's up?
you wanna play?
He'd get nothing. I'm like, oh, anything new you've been doing recently?
Actually, I canceled out on a date one time when I was in high school because a girl wanted to go on a date with me, but I was playing WoW at the time and I had a raid, so I actually
Had a raid.
You know what? I think there are some people that are still guilty of that, canceling on other.
Maybe
more-
at this
more-
company.
Hey, you said it, not me.
Yeah.
All about them raids. Number 6.
Number 6.
Number 6. Yeah, those incredibly addictive games. I do have a quick funny story about Fantasy Star Online,
Okay.
which is cultural clash. You could kill somebody in that and like steal their gear or something. That was something. Maybe they ended up designing that out of it, but certainly you could. And it first opened online in Japan, and most Japanese gamers have a penchant for like helping people. They like more cooperative than they do versus style of games.
Right.
It's interesting that Street Fighter got so big in Japan, but actually the arcade cabinets in Japan were designed to be on the opposite side, so you couldn't see the other person. They tried to take out as much of the tension of the versus aspect of it that they could. It was when they brought the arcade cabinets to America that they designed the side-by-side
Interesting.
arcade cabinets. But anyways, back to that story. So all the people in Japan, they would sit there, and if a new gamer came in, they'd come and help them, and they'd give them an item or whatever. They'd go on a hunt and give them the good stuff. But then as soon as they opened up the servers to allow Americans into play, they would go in and they'd kill all the people that were helping them, all the Japanese people, and steal their items. And at one point, I forget who told me this, a friend who was playing it that understood Japanese was like, they're like, man, this sucks. I'm quitting. I don't want to play with all this animosity.
Right. Oh man.
Oh man, how do you dodge like the big like crescent
You
thing
roll,
that comes down?
Scott.
Roll. Don't forget about the roll.
Yeah,
or
it's-
heal.
Yep, because you have invincibility frames. I keep forgetting
Have
that.
you played this game, Justin?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, and you knew
Yeah.
the solution set here was the roll or the heal.
The roll or the heal. I don't know, unless he's
Uh-oh.
trying not
Scott's
to.
feeling the pressure.
You don't even roll?
I'm
dude?
giving him the stink eye too. He feels
You don't even heal,
He feels
dude?
my warm, judgmental glance at him.
Yeah, let's just stare at him and see if, see if he
that
gets
helps.
better.
You're the best around.
There we go, yeah. man.
Nothing's ever
Play the
going to keep
DuckTales
you
theme.
down. That was better than the DuckTales theme. Can we get the DuckTales
Need
theme
some
for Chad?
motivation.
Or sorry, for Scott to help him through this?
Pump up music.
All right, hang on.
He's
Yeah.
DuckTales. Woo! Man, total nerdville.
Yep.
Come on.
Going back to the shader discussion now, I remember when Wind Waker came out, and boy was it divisive. The whole Zelda thing,
Yo, okay,
and it really did affect sales.
I
Like,
gotta
it
jump on
sold the
that
worst.
because I was okay. The problem is that Nintendo showed off a really interesting clip or something that they were showing like the GameCube engine run off of at like E3 whatever year.
I think it was Invading the Fortress, where you're like doing the Solid Snake side by side wall thing.
Oh man. Okay.
Okay, and
Anyway, so I was like so stoked for this game that looked like it was what it was gonna be, and then they're like, oh, by the way, here's a new Zelda, and it showed Wind Waker, and it was a huge letdown. because we had this realistic, really awesome looking Zelda game coming out where they had Link and Ganondorf like clash in the new GameCube graphics, and then like I forget how many months later they showed off the new cell shaded Legend of Zelda, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna skip this one. It's the first time I'm gonna skip a Zelda game, and that was the first one I did.
It was a great game.
Well, I got it for the Wii U later on, but
Do I go back and save now?
you know, lesson learned.
I'm saving.
Do it.
The
Do it.
the
Do it.
cell
On the way.
shading stuff was like hard for people to wrap their heads around. And you do make the good point that it's like, hey, you saw something else that maybe you liked better, and then what that did is created two camps of people.
Yeah.
That actually happened with Final Fantasy VII. I don't know if people remember.
Really?
And maybe you youngin', you whippersnappers don't. But Square Enix at one point released a Final Fantasy Nintendo 64 video of chibi kind of looking polygonal characters fighting off against a giant dragon, fantasy dragon. And you know, fast forward to today, obviously Final Fantasy VII is an amazing game, and they're able to do amazing things on PlayStation. But obviously it wasn't full 3D. It had the fixed Resident Evil backgrounds, right? And you're just moving your polygonal characters over top of that. But it would have been interesting to see if that had come into fruition. But it certainly did create that same sort of division between people saying, oh, they want the full 3D Final Fantasy versus the PlayStation one.
Right.
But they couldn't have gotten, you know, any of the CG or as much of the sound or voice or anything because the 64 cartridge limitations, right? Versus the CD medium.
Yep.
All right, Scott's at 7 deaths.
Yeah,
is there a death pool at the company?
We're making one.
And over under the number of times Scott's going to die during this playthrough? Maybe there will be.
You just saved, so you're making progress. At least.
Is he going to have to go back and beat that same thing, though?
I don't.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, because you went off the thing and you.
He's back. Well, you got the item.
The big thing though?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
I think the big thing is separate, which is why I saved. But we'll find out.
All right. Well.
All right.
Be afraid. Oh, there we go. I don't see it.
See,
We
we're all
good?
good.
We in the clear?
There we
Nice.
go.
All right, good.
There you go.
Now-
Progress.
Oh, but
Yeah, this is a great game. Absolutely.
yeah,
Oh, there's a bell.
yeah, I know.
Bring it.
What's that do?
Get the money.
Money.
Well, that wasn't a lot of money. You're getting a heck of a lot more money from killing things.
It's true.
Map.
People in general do not like new things. People in general.
Okay, so I guess we can go down.
Yeah.
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 I think though too is like you look
just
at
quietly
all the
imagining
other
it.
Zelda games, right? You look at every single one, and then all of a sudden they go cell shade for Wind Waker, and it's like, you know,
What are other series that did that, which made the jump to cell shading? Because there are some that have done that for sure.
Didn't Wild
Obviously,
Arms was
Dragon
Wild
Ball
Arms
did it.
actually
Wild Arms
considered cell shade? I mean, I never had a problem with it. It looked better than
I'm saying
it did
it
before
wasn't
that.
cell shaded, and then it became.
It was like 3D, just polygons, and then I think
They
they
moved to cell
implemented
shading?
and it
Okay.
looked way better.
well,
I mean,
Mega Man, right?
Dragon Quest,
Dragon Quest did.
Mega Man. Okay, Dragon Quest, 8 was the cell shaded one, and people
so.
loved it. You know, Level 5 still makes amazing RPGs.
Yeah.
I mean, Guilty Gear did that, but they were sprites before, so it just kind of seemed right.
But it's still a cell shaded jump, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, I was so close to dying right there.
But you didn't.
Oh, and now
Did
we
you
can't.
want to?
What happened? What'd you do?
Yeah.
You're like, oh no, I survived.
I keep forgetting what the button is to switch. Okay, yeah. All right.
There we go. How much
Alright.
healing do you have?
A lot.
He's got 3 charges left.
Yeah.
And
But see,
those get recharged
Ah,
by
fuck
when you
this
go to
thing.
a.
When you say.
A Bellaruni.
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, we can't.
You do have items though, like that you can equip.
Yeah. Well.
That'll assist you.
Yeah. I mean, we have one equipped. I'm trying to save up some money because like, you can actually get some better stuff. Okay. Now.
Well, this is looking rough.
Oh man. All right. So
I'm not gonna lie.
what's the
Can you
time?
not? Can
Yeah.
you not arrow that?
Yeah,
thing?
you do
Long
remember that you
distance?
have arrows.
Oh, when you get on the ground. Can you not
Well,
get
yeah,
on the ground?
but you can't.
Are those spikes?
Yeah,
Do
they hurt you.
If you even on the ground after they've landed.
Yep. Yeah.
Charge your arrows.
Okay. There we go. All right.
There we go.
Yeah,
Watch
but-
out. Watch out. Wow.
There you go.
He's
That
like,
works.
he was like game panicking. He was pixel panicking. He's like, oh, they're gonna get me. They're gonna get me.
So Ben, the popular word for when stuff like that happens is called cheesing it. You cheese a game.
Yeah.
So
Totally cheese the game.
Yeah.
would you like some? Would you like some game with that cheese?
He's a programmer though. He's used to cheesing things, right? He programs himself out of a corner. Actually, he's usually the opposite. Program himself in the corner, right? Right.
I don't know.
This guy, you're not as talkative as always. What's going on?
Oh, I'm
He's
dying.
getting all salty because he's dying a lot.
There you go.
I would like to say a disclaimer for the stream. We are not a tip or help hotline for our games. Matter of fact, we would like some help from you. Scott would like some help from you for sure. Please give us all the cheats, and all the cheese. That would be fantastic.
All right.
Okay, new
Well-
area.
But you're more, Justin, you're more a Sega guy than you are a Nintendo guy, yeah?
Yeah, I would say that. Sega, Falcom.
Oh, but it's gonna take forever to get that.
But yeah, like I had the Master System, Genesis, Sega CD, 32X, big
That was-
Saturn,
that was
big
your
Saturn fan.
The fact that you said 32X proves that you bleed Sega,
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
They're like.
I think I have 5 games
say it.
for
You're
it
like
still.
Sega.
Sega.
I can't say
Yeah.
it enough.
I think people need to know that at our Bonenkai, Justin sang Sega Satan Sanshiro.
Oh yeah, I think that
That's
was my
true,
first
you
song.
did.
That's one of my go-tos.
Yes.
If you've gone to karaoke.
And then there's like a long like rap, fast talk section to it.
Yeah.
You nailed all that too.
Sega
It's
Satan.
scary.
That's pretty tough.
8.
8.
I think we're at 8.
Okay.
8.
Fantastic. This is good. Very good.
All right.
Yeah,
How
Ben,
many times did he die last time? More than 8? Less than 8?
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to go back and add those up, see what the
Yeah, we're
total
just
is.
gonna total each time.
Oh, you know what it is? Maybe there's like a status thing. Like, Scott, if you press options thing, kill this thing first before you kill yourself. All right, now press start or whatever. Plus, is there like a? I guess not.
What are you thinking?
I was thinking like
Number
I had
of
like a
deaths.
playtime and like.
Oh yeah.
I guess not.
He doesn't even look at the map, dude. So he's not gonna. Yeah.
Just turn the music down. It's fine.
So Justin, you're a huge
Yep.
Sega fan. What are like the top Sega games that you would recommend to anyone?
For which system?
Okay, it's just like
All the
across the
arcade stuff,
board. Across
and
the
it's
board, you're
not-
like, if you could play Sega games, you should play this one, this one, this one, this
Phantasy
one.
Star 4 for sure. Most recently, I'm a big fan of the Valkyria Chronicles games.
Yeah.
I think some of the developers, the original ones, were some of the same people that worked on Skies of Arcadia, which was a fantastic
Amazing.
RPG for
Love that RPG.
Dreamcast.
If you haven't played Skies of Arcadia, you haven't done
Yep.
it right.
Yeah, you know, if you go back, I know Ben, you're nice.
Yeah, that's
You were a big
those weren't fake spikes.
Shining Force fan, weren't you?
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that music.
That's what I think of, like, right?
Dun, 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 dun,
Valkyria
dun.
Chronicles
So
is
good.
like the next generation of great strategy RPGs, in my opinion.
Why is there not a new Shining Force? Like, why is that
It's
not?
like Shining. I don't know. There's still Shining games, but it's by a totally different company.
Yeah, I want like
I
a
don't
classic
follow those.
Shining Force, like hex-based or whatever. The way
Don't
they-
we have something like that?
us?
Yeah.
You mean Vesteria Saga?
Yeah, right. There
Are
you
you
go.
are you name dropping?
No.
Hey.
Huh?
Hi.
Plug? Yeah.
Plug?
No.
Shameless
Shameless
plug.
Shameless plug.
Yes.
If you like Shining Force.
If you like
then
Shining
you're
Force
right.
and you like Japanese strategy
Right.
games, like Fire Emblem, etc., you
Yeah.
should probably go play the free
It's a
demo,
free demo.
translated and produced and released by what was that publisher's name again?
I can't remember the name of the
It
publisher.
had somebody's name in it.
Chad.
What?
Ben
Look it up.
Gen?
Ben, yeah.
Just
Ben
Gen? Just Gen? Was it Chad
Nandag?
Gen?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Scott Gen? Nyan Gen?
So what would you do here? What should I be doing?
You should
What should
definitely
you be
should
doing?
roll head
Not
first.
dying. and
Roll
jumping
head
the
first
spikes.
on the spikes.
You have a double jump, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. Oh, okay, okay.
You
okay.
better go. You're gonna die.
There's no way.
There you go.
You can do it.
Well,
yeah. You just
you
had to get
just-
more on
yep.
the
Is that-
lip. Yep.
You think?
Yeah.
Little
Closer
match
to the
skills.
ledge.
Oh man.
Was that 10?
Oh, yeah, yep.
Nice.
We're at 10.
We made it double digits, folks. Thank you very much. Give us the tips.
Yes.
We'll take any sort of tips we can get. Thank you very much.
So I wanted to actually bring up the topic of what we're gonna be doing this Friday for the stream.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So
What are we doing?
This Friday, I'm gonna be bringing my equipment down, and we're gonna do the first ever Dangen IRL stream.
What's
so,
an IRL?
in real life, and that is a popular
Old man.
area. I used to do that a lot on my personal
man.
stream a lot, where I would actually be in Kyoto.
Does that mean we're gonna watch you take a shower and like go to the bathroom?
Well, I
and
mean,
stuff?
if I want, well, I mean, I don't want to get
that real-
banned.
That's real life, right?
Yeah, but it would be basically like walking around town, you know, going on trains or whatever,
Trains
eating
are so
food,
fun.
talking to chat,
Oh, boy.
and the main objective is just kind of like show you like the life that someone has, you know, like what they're doing.
Osaka life.
Don't like people like run out of their like businesses and be like, you can't film here and like go nuts here?
They
Don't
do,
like-
yeah. Especially in Japan, it's pretty bad. So usually when I would go somewhere, I would actually enter the store first, like have my hand over the like lens or whatever, and then I would be like, hey, is it okay if like I have my camera, you know, like, and I would say like I'm recording, but obviously I'm live, but you know they don't understand that kind of like factor. So I just like, oh, I'm recording. It's okay if I record myself eating and stuff like that and talking to the camera.
They're like, people want to watch you eat.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
Well, thanks, guys. I'm
No.
glad you think I'm stupid.
I don't know what this is. I think
like,
there
do
are
you?
channels where people eat,
Go for it.
right?
So anyway, long story short, I used to put it on my bicycle. I used to ride around Kyoto, go to different places, restaurants, and just like shop and you know just do that. And it was really popular. But then you know, work got intense and I couldn't do it anymore. But now that we're doing streams here at Dangen,
Yeah.
starting Friday, we'll also do a IRL stream here. We'll
So
walk
we won't
around
see Chad in the office. is
Osaka
what
and
you're
everything.
saying.
Yeah. Just
No,
You'll
I'm
have
not
to
gonna
give
be
me less
no.
days of the week. Oh, what were you doing? Oh, I was IRL streaming myself eating a hamburger and then sleeping at 2 p.m.
Oh, geez.
Best job ever. Love it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so we're gonna be doing that, and whoever wants to join, that's in Osaka. You're more than welcome to join us, and it's gonna be a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Do you know where about in Osaka you're going yet?
It's gonna start from.
Den Town or
It's
like
gonna be
Shinsaibashi?
no. Well, I mean, I'd like to, but I believe that we're gonna start at the front of the office and just walk
Okay.
around and explore. And of course, we'll vary it up. Like next time we do an RL stream, after that, we'll probably be somewhere else and just just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a boss?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Scott fighting a boss.
Boss.
I
Scott,
mean,
if you can beat this boss without dying, I take away all my negative comments I said about you dying 10 times.
Oh,
Well,
he's
that
getting
guy's
cornered.
helping
This is a
I can't
classic
touch him. I hate that.
Judd move to corner someone.
Pressure's not on. Totally not on.
What's happening? What's happening?
By the way, a
Don't forget
rule
to
in the
heal.
office is to never play against Ben
Forget to heal.
on Street Fighter
Heal.
because you will lose.
Heal.
That's never a rule.
That's a rule that I
Not a
made
rule.
myself.
Okay, you got 2 left. 2 chances
There you
left.
go.
He's at
Cheese.
30%.
Cheese it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Get all
got
that
the cheese in.
cheese.
Cheese it. Give him
Need
the
the
cheese.
cheese.
Give him the cheese.
Cheese wheel. Full-blown cheese wheel. Get him. Get him. Get him.
I mean,
Get him.
Oh, jeez.
I
With
mean, the question is.
That's right. No, you are like no melee weapon, this guy. You are
So-
only ranged
Right.
attacks.
So Chad,
Yeah?
Ranged attacks for life.
does it count as cheesing it if that's how you're supposed to play the game?
No, melee attacks, bro.
But like she's doing the melee, so it's like.
Scott, no one plays a
Heal.
game like this.
Oh, heal. Heal, bro. Heal. You're so close.
Oh, here
Oh,
we
here
go.
we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
The last
He's got
push.
it.
Get it.
He's
The
got
last
it.
push.
He's got
Get
it.
it. Nah.
I take it all back. That was some skill.
Pushing that button like that 100 times, that was pretty much on
We
point.
certainly couldn't tape that down with some masking tape and walk and go get a sandwich and IRL it at the same time. Good job, though, seriously. Credit where it's due. I am getting older and slower day in and day out, and if I tried to do what Scott just did, I would probably have died about 30 times. So good job.
Yeah, good job, Scott.
All right, all right.
All right.
No, I told you.
No.
I want to see this. I want to see what happens.
Here we go. I just, for everybody who doesn't have
Oh, here it
4D
comes. Here it comes.
sense technology, this is a very warm and musky controller that was just handed over to me.
I was very stressed.
You can see the beads of sweat on the underside of it. Ooh, ooh. Can we get this sanitized? There's like sanitizer in Japan all over the place, right? You know, should be a rule. New office rule.
Sanitize all controllers.
Look, already I'm rolling.
Wow,
rolling.
that's more rolls than Scott did already.
Right.
And that's a jump. Okay. What's the arrow?
Right button.
Right button. Right button?
Scott, don't
Trigger?
just sit there like
Oh, I
tell
got
Ben how to play this game.
Oh man, it's the
shoulder button.
Shoulder button, that's it.
Oh, I hate the shoulder button. Should you choose to side with me, you're going to need a special crest. It's split into 4 pieces.
Ah, okay.
Up. This is the G.I. Joe 4 different element gathering to just create the satellite, destroy the world strategy. Yeah.
So you've
But
got
you have the 4 parts and the locked door at the end of the city.
Yep. So this is where it kind of
Branches.
branches out.
Is that one of the
and
parts?
Yeah, you want
Yeah, it
that.
becomes a little less linear.
You're a little less linear.
Yeah, I know. I know it. I think that's your first piece.
What does that mean, you're less linear? What does that imply?
It means I found a crest fragment,
Yeah.
yo, without the cheese. Straight up organic style. Good old fashioned sleuthing. Got that for me.
Dodge in midair.
How do I
skill.
dodge in midair?
Dodging while you're in the air.
Oh.
Oh, look at Scott. He's like, what?
Yes.
All right, so the real challenge comes when we get to see Ben fight something.
I'm just gonna. Is this how I do it, Scott? Is this? Was this a technique?
yeah.
Was I supposed to roll into these? Is that what you showed me with the spike traps?
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay. Now.
Oh man.
timing.
Yeah. Oh.
What was that?
Oh.
We can't jump on that then.
Can't jump on the statue. Didn't know that one. Retry. We need a 1 Judd death counter, please.
Yep. Of course. Of course. Rainwave is here.
Rainwave. Yeah.
So I'm supposed to do something, right? To dodge? Just.
Or just explode to death. Just,
Ain't no barrel
yeah,
gonna
no,
put me in my place. We'll chop that stuff. Hey, nice to see you again, bro.
I was gonna say this.
What do I?
Okay. First, try shooting the statue.
yeah. There you go. Oh.
Oh, jeez, that was scary.
All right,
like
all right.
it came after me.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Good.
How do I double jump?
How do you?
You double jump.
Button twice.
Button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Button twice.
What is this? What is this Super Mario Brothers?
Number 3.
8-2, little tiny block jumping. I told you I was too old for this. I got bad eyesight too. See that?
Scott, you
See
realize
that?
you have plenty of opportunities here.
See the white, the white smoke?
Be very nice
That
and
was
quiet.
the asbestos that was coming out of our air conditioning unit.
Right.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wrong button. Don't jump at me. Ah! Scary statue. See the big fat ones I got.
All right. Here we go.
There you go.
Oh!
Nice.
Woo! Woo!
Come on, everyone, run!
Platforming
go.
elements
There you go.
confirmed.
There we go.
No, I want to be.
Nice.
I want to be
Kill it.
I want to be encouraging.
There you go. Nice.
She was
Okay.
easy. Why'd you get killed by her like 150 times?
Oh man.
Nice.
Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh.
Ooh, is that
There's
another one?
piece?
It
Or
is.
no, that's
watch your head. Watch your head. There you go.
Pencils, my one enemy.
Ooh.
that's life up.
Got him.
A vitality fragment. Nice. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Range that shit, yo.
Oh!
Oh, mad dodging skills. I'm gonna inspect. Got Cinder Key.
Cinder Key.
Did you call that a Kinder Key?
Cinder Key is what I said.
No,
sir.
you totally said Kinder Key.
Get my sound bite. We're gonna prove it. I did not say Kinder Key, although that is a delicious chocolate with a small treat inside for my daughter. So there you go. Small toy. You would know that if you've been to Europe once, Chad.
Ouch.
Chad.
Yeah, Dangen needs to send me to Europe.
American.
You good?
He's scared to jump.
I'm getting the timing.
He's hyping himself up.
Getting the timing. Test jump. Test jump.
There you go. Oop.
Just
Perfect.
Kidding.
Like a champ.
Just kidding. Whoa.
Woo!
What is this? Is this an ice stage? Slides like a mofo all over the place.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah.
Whoa.
Oh.
Can somebody play the Benny Hill theme? What is that called again?
Yakety sax.
Yakety sax.
Yeah.
I love that name.
There you go.
Just kidding.
What's the what's the song that goes bum 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 ba-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na,
Yeah, it's at the end of that one of.
Oh, that's the.
I don't know if it's actually from. I'm assuming it's not from that show, but
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
yeah.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Is that what
There
it
you
is?
go.
So since
Nailed.
Oh,
dead person's Molotov cocktail, it's a sick way to die. So since I didn't save it, if I die here, I'll lose the key and everything.
yes.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Use
no.
everything.
Pressure it all.
No!
Everything.
I don't even know how to
Oh,
heal
Oh,
yet.
and look what we got.
You can just hit it.
Maybe I want to press. Maybe I want to interact with it through the UI.
Maybe I want to get to know it more before I hit it.
That's right.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh, that's creepy.
There you go.
Not scary at all.
Well, that's you.
And we're back.
Nice. Now watch how I play different. Oh, nice! I love this place. It comes after me.
It does. It does not like you.
Mad skills. Up, triple
There we
double.
go. Oh.
Boom.
Oh.
Nice.
You person. Just kidding.
Oh, she blocked it.
Wow.
That's all good. You saved it up to the top.
Actually,
there.
deals out-
Yeah.
she deals out
puts
some
you back
pain.
to where you wanted to be.
Yeah, you're
Four.
yeah. It was a happy little accident.
Yes.
You're a happy little accident.
Thanks, babe.
Welcome back.
Like, do you ever like
Yes.
accidentally say something really inappropriate, like unintentionally by like saying that automatically?
No. It's always
It
appropriate.
worked out. That's fine.
Oh.
Oh, what's this thing?
I think you can
Wanna buy?
something.
Oh, look at this.
What are these good things?
These goodies.
What does these do?
Oh.
Drilling arrows. Are they
You,
good?
you can check what they do. Just click
Yep.
once.
Is that ring of
Effect air space through
sander?
enemies. Ooh, is this permanent? Is this a permanent upgrade?
I believe
Yeah.
it is.
Do it.
But you can only
It's
equip like one or.
And
Right.
now-
You only have so many things you can
Passive effect
have
emits a
equipped.
sound when near secrecy.
Oh,
Pretty
because yeah, like
fast.
there's tons of secrets in the game. Like Dan was saying that like in our first playthrough we missed like 5 secrets,
Yeah.
which I guess is what the Ring of Candor does for you. Yeah, you can't. I tried that. You can't like dodge their attack.
Oh, I did. I dodged it with my face.
You see, the kill bots have a preset kill limit.
Oh, God, it hurts. No!
Heal. Okay.
Just like
Oof.
the jumps.
Oof. Well, gents, we
Audio
are
is
1 minute
squealing
away
again.
from ending the stream.
Okay, then stop. We need to stop playing this and put the
Oh.
magic device in the forefront.
Okay.
How do we cut the sound for this, Chad?
You press the menu button on the. There you go.
Sleep mode.
There you go.
Good night.
All right. So we got you guys here.
Are you ready?
Are you guys even ready for this? You can't. No, you can't hear because I have the headset adapter in. Me load game.
Okay. What are you doing right now?
I'm loading a game. First, I'm trying to see
Well,
what's on the
what is
screen.
this? There's new people joining. What are you holding?
I am holding the Wonder Swan. This is
Color.
the WonderSwan Color, a terrible device released. I don't know why I can't move. I can't move.
How much was that thing back in the day?
I can't move.
It's the bottom one.
There, it's the why is it?
Right.
Sorry, the controller is the
be.
bottom one. Here we go. I'm gonna put it on in about a hot minute.
What are you gonna show
Here we
us?
go. This.
You playing it from there? Yeah. Jack, can they hear it?
Yeah, they hear it.
I kind of like it.
It is
not-
so de-resed.
Well,
You put your
It's
headset in.
chiptune.
You put your headset in, and
Yeah.
you listen to this, and it's like somebody took out like 8 instruments from the original.
that's exactly. I think that. Well, I looked it up. I'm not gonna act like I know everything, but that's a 4-channel PCM, the WonderSwan.
And what is the Super Nintendo?
I think it was 8,
Yep.
but
they-
multi. Yeah.
So
But it was polyphonic, so.
we had 4 channels of good. I mean, on one hand, it's amazing they were able to do it.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's like, so we're doing a quintet. We're doing a barbershop
Yeah, with
quintet,
one man.
and we got 2 people. So,
Yeah.
well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
Yeah.
ugh. Anyways, if you get a chance, WonderSwan Color. You can get it maybe at Super Potato. I don't know if Chad's going to go by
Yeah,
the local
he'll-
retro
IR.
shops or not.
Yeah.
Terrible music. And I've played all the different kinds of
It's not that bad. I mean, there's some that do like chiptune versions of it, and like, I don't know.
It's that bad.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Wait, what's your Knights shirt?
Night shirt. Do you even nights, bro?
I
Oh,
got Knights.
yeah.
Sometimes he wears it at night.
No, I'm Dangen today.
Oh.
Yeah, no, man.
People, you're wearing
Yeah.
it in Japan, and
Right.
they understand English so literally sometimes. They're like,
Dangen.
night's shirt.
Night
like,
shirt.
But it's the day.
Yeah.
Why do you like nights?
Do you like nights?
Yes, I do actually.
I do have a night shirt though,
Um,
as a matter of fact.
So our next show is the IRL one.
Yes.
With Chado Sensei and maybe a few other guests popping in and out.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for playing and showing us how to play the game. Scott, thank you. Justin, a pleasure.
Yep.
We
Yep.
look forward
Thanks
to
for having me.
more music talk,
Yeah,
yes?
definitely. We're gonna do as much as we can.
All right.
All right. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget
Thank
to
you.
follow us on Twitter at Dangen_ENT, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody.